having one of the greatest of all time already at 30 years old. How the hell do you do that shit? How do you go, tell me, how the hell do you go to working as a plumber, not even a plumber yet, 12 hours a day? Tell us about those early days to who you are today, where you're one of the most, I just saw the other day, I think you're the fifth most recognized athlete on earth at 30 years old.
They must have miscounted. I'd say I'm number one in athletes, personally. Number 5's not me, I'm number 1. You know, it's been just what got me to where I am and where I continue to go and where I will continue to go is an insane work ethic.
Yes.
And it's an insane work ethic that you can only put in that amount of work if you were doing something that you are passionate about. And that's what I have engaged my entire life's work in, things that I am passionate about. Yes. You cannot fully commit to something if you are not passionate about it. So you must look at your surroundings, at the things you are involved in, and ask yourself, are you truly passionate about these things? Do you truly want to put every ounce of your being into these things? And I am blessed, truly blessed by something. I am not sure what it is, but I am blessed that I was able to find my passion, the fight game, the whiskey game, the fashion game, the fitness game.
Yes.
These are my true passions, and I am going down these avenues that these avenues that the fight game has opened up for me. I'm going down them at 100 mile an hour with no brakes and full confidence in what lies ahead, and great things are happening.
Yes.
So I'm very, very blessed and very, very motivated still. You know, I'm like you said, I'm only 30 years of age, Tony. I have gone through times in my young career of lapses in motivation and seeking that energy, but you know, coming into a place like this and receiving an invite from yourself, a powerful man. You are a powerful man. We are all powerful people here, but you use your power not to boss. Like I have been thinking, we should use our power to lead,
yes,
never to boss. And that's what I'm trying to do with my people around, to lead and grow. And let's see what the next 30 years will bring, because I've no doubt it will be more amazing historical things.
Sure. Wow. Where did the hell does this confidence come from? I mean, tell us about the earliest days. There had to be a time when you didn't have it. And where did it shift? Because I know you, like me, like so many people have taught, you have a process of visualizing and conditioning the mind and training yourself. But tell us what it was like in the early days growing up. What was your life like?
Tony, you know, I'm not supposed to be here. Where I come from, it's it's on my whiskey proper number 12. I come from a place, Dublin 12. It is a hard-working town, a small little suburb. It has its good and it has plenty of bad, but I always like to focus on the good because the good shines through. But where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy and honored for it.
When did it shift for you, though? Were you always like that? Or was there a stage when you started to say, I'm going to create my fucking life? And when we go to be a plumber, I'm sure, like I've heard you working 12-hour days, like driving 2 hours one way. Tell us about those humble beginnings that gives, because everybody knows what you're like today. And then how'd you make that transition, brother?
Like driving on them towards them building sites, and I'm just a young kid. I'm a first-year apprentice plumber on a building site. They're the guy that goes to make the tea. They're the guy that goes and gets the copper pipes from the storehouse and carries it up. It's the hard work that's not respected and not admired or not. You know, so I was on them building sites, cold and damp, and I was like looking around at the fully qualified people on the site and their postures not right. You know, that was not me. You know, I knew I could do something better. I knew I had something in me. I just wasn't sure even what it was. Obviously, I was training for the fight game, but no one in Ireland had made it in the fight game. The fight game, an Irish man in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at. I was laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC. Myself and my team were going to get to the UFC. Never mind get a win. Never mind even get a win in the UFC. Then win a belt, then win the second belt. You know, I've continually climbed, and I've just used all that fuel that I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna outwork everyone that says I cannot do it. And that's what I did, and that's how I rose up, and long may it continue.
Yes, man. Let's give him a hand for that. How do you create this shit? How did you do it? Because you were telling people we showed a little video of you when you were just a young kid. This is what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna be.
You know, my family is a great family. I have a loving family. My mother, my father, my 2 sisters. But my lineage, the McGregor lineage, we are bled on the battlefield. You can trace my lineage back to the Highlands, where we fought invaders off of our land with our family sword, the Claymore. I saw the sword in your office. just earlier, and I was wondering where that sword was from. I have my family sword. It's a claymore. It's wrapped in sheepskin, and I have it hanging on the banisters of my stairs, just to remind me of where I come from and who I am. We are warriors. We are fighters. My sister, when I was a young kid at around 15 years of age, unsure where I was going, came to me with a book, The Secret, and preaching the law of attraction. And I was like, stop, get away from me. I'm only a young kid. I didn't care about that. I wanted to just go out and play. I wasn't interested. I was almost laughing at it. But then she kept on me with it, and I eventually watched a movie on it and read some books on it. And then it started to resonate with me to keep positive and have belief in where you're going. And you're able to, you can almost visually create your entire world. Not almost, you actually can.
Yes.
You can. And then I was like, I'm going to do that, and I will do that. And then that's when I began to practice it. I practice it. We used to drive, my girlfriend, we used to drive to a food place in like a shopping mall in Ireland, and it was a very busy shopping mall. And I would practice like little parts of it. Like when we were driving into the shopping mall, the car park, I would always visualize that the car park space right at the front door would be empty for me, waiting for us to pull up. And sometimes I'd get it and sometimes I wouldn't get it. You know, but when I got it, I'd celebrate it like I just won my double world title. You know, and I kept building on that, and I got better at it, and I became so damn good at it that I was able to go into bouts against undefeated fighters for not defeated for over 10 years, or, you know, people with insane fighting legacies. And I was able to go in front of the world and tell the world, I'm going to knock this man out with this exact shot at this exact time. And I done it back to back to back. And
so you visualize it,
I visualized it,
you tell everybody.
I tell everyone. I think that's a very important thing. It's easy for us to keep it all in, but you're not on the line then. All in is a term I like to use in my ventures. All in. We've got to be all in on our ventures. I am all in on my whiskey. I'm all in on my clothing, my fitness regime, the McGregor Fast program. I am all in on the fight game. I just want my worth. You know, there's a lot of politics in the game. The fight game is full of sharks, but I'm the fucking whale. So I want what's mine, and that's what I'm going to get what I deserve.
You wanted to be in soccer, I heard, but even then you visualize that, I understand.
Well, again, yes. See, I was visualizing before I even knew about it. Obviously, soccer is huge in Ireland and the UK, and it was my first love, most certainly. I used to sneak out of the house late at night, and there used to be a little grass patch by my home, and I would take the football out and play on the grass patch on my own, and I would kick the ball against the wall. And when I kicked the ball against the wall, I would imagine it was a goal, the goal net, and I scored a goal, and I would run off, and I would visualize a screaming arena cheering me on. And they were my first visions of selling out arenas and you know, and doing these type of things. Although it didn't end up in the football game, I ended up in a similar one. So it all worked out, and it was all true visualization. So I was just like a young kid with a dream. You know what I mean? And sometimes my dreams change, but it was still a kid with a dream and a belief in himself. And for many times I was laughed at and not believed in, but you know what? Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough that it can withstand the external. The external is there. You've got to accept it. You've got to embrace it. You've got to understand it and be aware of it. But don't let it seep into your internal dialogue. And I am, as a 30-year-old man, I don't know it all. I'm up and down and growing with this. I'm trying to continue to learn. It's a daily occurrence. Not to let that external infiltrate my internal. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, because I have let it infiltrate it at times.
How do you do that? How do you keep it out? What do you do?
I think, you know, it's a daily thing for me. I like constant internal.
Do you have a set of rituals at all?
You know, I'm figuring out my rituals. Only yesterday I was like, every time I wake now, I put on a song. I start every day with a dance.
That's awesome.
and feel myself. Who am I? I know who I am. I am an Irish animal, a proper Irish animal. My career is a career of never been done before. No Irish man has done what I have done. I opened up pathways for my people. We came steaming through the door, thanks to my belief and my hard work.